For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone, talking some football with Wildcat head coach Adam Dorrel. Homecoming Saturday against the Nicholls Colonels, which we will talk about in just a moment. First, Coach, let's go back to last Saturday night in Lake Charles. What a game against the number 9 in the nation, McNeese Cowboys. You told us going into the game that if you could win the turnover battle, you thought your team would have a great chance to win, and boy, did you ever.
Yeah, we did. We were very excited when the fourth quarter got there because, again, we were +2 at that time in turnover margin, and we were right there and having a chance to win that football game. So I was proud of our football team. I thought we played with a lot of energy. I think we played with a lot of effort. It was an unbelievable atmosphere. I do, and I think this is just my opinion. I think a lot of times McNeese can intimidate people when they bring them into that environment. I don't feel like our guys were intimidated. I thought we played hard. I thought we matched them stride for stride. And, you go back and you look, and the punt return, we had done so well on punt team the whole day. Punted really well. Simon, the punt coverage team had been phenomenal, and then we let one out the back door, and they got it for a touchdown. So that was the game changer. There was a lot of them. I thought our defense just played lights out. Wow. I thought our offense did some good things. McNeese is really, really good on defense. Good. We did some things that were throwing the ball, but were basically extensions of the run game, little swing passes, things like that. And then just missed some opportunities downfield when we were trying to take shots because we had some protection breakdowns. So biggest disappointment was our inability to protect the passer on some of those deep calls that we made.
I know it was the first Saturday in October, but it felt to me like a late November, early December game, almost like a playoff atmosphere for a bunch of young guys that are still learning what it's like to win on this level. Yeah. Those are the kind of games you want them in, isn't it?
Well, it is. You want them in games like that, and you want them to believe that they can win those games, and that's what I talked to them about, after the game. And so, again, I know I've said it before, but I was happy to see our guys being emotional at the end of a game, because to me, again, that tells me we're making strides when something starts to hurt like that. You know what I mean? When you put that much time and energy into it and something starts to hurt, then I think you're really making headway. And, man, our guys were hurt. They just felt like we had every opportunity to win that football game. And as a coach, that's what you want, man. And so it's exciting to see that growth.
And probably you don't have that emotion if you're not expecting to win the game, and that's a big part of it.
Absolutely. And there's no doubt we expected to win that football game. We had a really good week of practice. We were really honed in on what we had to do. And as a coach, when you get to the fourth quarter and you're there and you can check the boxes on we said we were going to do X, Y, and Z, and we've done that. And again, I just think it helps as a coach, head coach, assistant coach. It really helps your guys buy in to what you're doing, because they're like, hey, man, they're right. We did this and we're there.
And I would imagine after a frustrating night against Incarnate Word, for your defense to go toe-to-toe with one of the best defenses in the nation and to in some ways outperform them. You held McNeese to less than 300 yards of total offense. I've got to imagine that felt good for Coach Jackson and his ball.
Yeah, it did. I thought we played really good team defense. I thought our run fits were really good. To be really honest with you, I think we've finally got some pressure from the D-line.
6 sacks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've been challenging those guys. They got to get off the ball and get up the field and make plays, and I thought they did that.
Shifting focus to this week, a lot of hoopla. It's homecoming weekend. There's really one job, though, for you and your team, isn't there, this week?
There is. Homecoming's very important to our football program. It's always been important to me as a player, assistant coach, head coach. Obviously, I think it brings the community together. It brings your alumni base together. I think it gives people time to refocus on the meaning of their institution and on the meaning of we all got so much in common, and this place is very important to everybody. And but I told our guys, man, that our part of this piece of pie is to win the football game and to play and to prepare really, really well. And so that's what we're trying to focus on right now. And talked about trying to minimize distractions and let everybody else take care of the floats and all the other stuff. We'll take care of practice in the game.
You said going into last week against McNeese that there was a lot that the Cowboys did that you would love to emulate. It's the kind of program you're trying to build. When I look at Nicholls, the way they run the football, for an old O-line player and coach, they do a lot of things that you'd like to do too, don't they?
Absolutely. They again, if you look at their breakdown right now, they play great defense. Everything they do starts with being great on defense, and it starts with the defensive line. They have 8 guys on defense. There's no drop-off. They all come in. They play really hard. Their gaps sound. That's just a really, really good defensive unit. They don't give up big plays. They run to the football. And then, You translate that after that, then they go over to the offensive line. They're good on the O-line. And you can tell in recruiting, that they're not worried about picking up tight ends and receivers first. They're worried about picking up D linemen, O linemen, and running backs. I mean, they have 3 really good running backs. It looks really competitive at that spot right now. Like, you better show up and you better run when you get your chance, or you may not get your chance. And so I think it's a good recipe that they have going right now. Tim has done a phenomenal job there, and I think that's no secret. In my personal opinion, I don't think he and that program are getting enough credit for what they're doing. If you look at where they were at compared to now.
1-28 over 4 seasons.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the best turnaround stories in college football. You just, for whatever reason, I don't know why you don't hear about it. I mean, they went to the playoffs last year. So they're doing a lot of really good things.
Last week you said turnovers were most important in the game against McNeese. Same thing?
Absolutely. That's where we're at right now. Turnovers has got to be first and foremost on our mind. Ball security. Take chances. We're not trying to play super conservative, but I think you can be aggressive and be smart at the same time. We're going to pick up where we left off there. Special teams and just not allowing a non-defensive touchdown. We can't do that, and that's going to be really huge for us. And then field position in a game like this, making sure we field our kicks and get what we can, I think is going to be really important.
I think if we beat Nicholls, we may have another parade after the game. How about that?
Sounds great.
Okay, and I'll build the float. All right, it is ACU and Nicholls. It's a 2:30 kickoff for homecoming. Can't wait to see you there. If you can't watch it in person, then join us for the radio broadcast, and you can watch it also on ESPN. For Adam Dorrel, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.